Tennessee is going to go 9-3 according to the FPI. Yes, FPI.
Not FBI.
Yes, FBI or some other acronym. Here we go.
What the? What was he thinking?
Release the hounds.
The Dave Hooker Show.
Keep cool.
A presentation of OffTheHookSports.com.
We like the FPI, don't we? We think it's pretty accurate. Yes, we do. With Caleb Calhoun, I'm Dave Hooker. What the H, brought to you by Andy Mason, AndyMasonRealEstate.com. Tennessee, an 87.5% odds to win in Nashville against the Cavs. Austin P at home, 98.4%. How about Florida? This one is a bit surprising. And it's brought to you by Andy Mason. AndyMasonRealEstate.com. Best prices and service in the biz. Andy Mason, AndyMasonRealEstate.com. He's got my real estate biz. He should have yours right there in East Tennessee. 40 years of experience in that market. He's awesome. Tennessee, according to the FBI, is an underdog against Florida. 48.9% chance to win. That's technically an underdog.
Yes. That is.
Well, Vegas had Tennessee as an underdog. 1.5 points.
I try to think about this in the past, and I'm looking back through history. I don't know if Tennessee, as long as I've been covering and as long as you've been covering, I can't remember a time that Tennessee was ever favored against Florida in the Swamp. Maybe 2017. That would be the only time I can think of that they were that they may have been favored against Florida in the Swamp. And I'm looking at it now. Somebody else, if you look it up before me, let me know. But I don't know who was favored in the Swamp in 2017. That's kind of the big question. But outside of that, yeah.
By the way, SC Scout guy, so we'll get a viewpoint from outside of Tennessee. He likes the Gamecocks, and who can blame him? They're rising, we would think, under Shane Beamer. Says, honestly, everyone I talk to that is not a Vol fan thinks 9-3 is about right. I don't hate 9-3. I just, if I had to bet 10 or 8, I would take 10. But here we go. I mean, it gets started right now that they are underdogs according to the FPI. 48.9% chance of beating Florida. UTSA, 86.9% chance, I thought was a little bit high. South Carolina, 77.9% chance. SC Scout guy, sorry about that, but I'm not surprised. A&M a little bit closer, 66% chance of beating the Aggies at home. This one is one of the more stunning ones. Alabama, just a 15.2% chance of beating the Tide in Tuscaloosa after winning a year ago. What? I mean, that seems very low to me. I mean, I was going to think maybe 25%, 30%, but 15% chance?
Particularly when Alabama should be worse this year. Based on FBI, listen to me, FPI data points and the way they do this, Alabama should be considered a little bit, actually significantly worse this year than they were last year. And so that kind of throws me off. And don't forget this. 2 years ago, Tennessee was within one score of Alabama in the fourth quarter. And that was when Tennessee was still rebuilding under Josh Heupel. So yeah, this one's kind of a little shocking. And I'll also say this. One of Nick Saban's biggest weaknesses, Dave, if you looked at throughout his history as a defensive coach, is what he does his first time facing a quarterback that he's never faced before. And this is going to be his first time facing Joe Milton or Nico Iamaleava.
Here's the other thing. As he kind of goes a little bit more ball control, Saban does, I always thought the one knock on him was that he would take the air out of the ball, sit on the ball a little bit in the second half. And it almost crept up and cost him, especially against Lane Kiffin in 2009. Then he went to the up tempo with Lane Kiffin, and that wasn't the case. It was Alabama up by 28 or 30 in the second half. So they didn't do that as much. But I thought there were times they had a 10, 14, 17-point lead, and they kind of sat on it. Does he go back to that thinking? If he does, I think that's good for Tennessee and any up-tempo offense. But 15%.
That's crazy.
Kentucky, 53% chance of winning. That's in the Commonwealth. Too high, too low to you, Caleb?
I think it's just right. I think it's exactly where it should be. I think it's close to a coin flip. And this is where, I think Kentucky is so much more dangerous than we realize because it's on the road, because Kentucky's coming off a bye, because Kentucky has a better quarterback than last year. I don't care what anybody says about Will Levis. I don't care what Mel Kiper says. Devin Leary's better than Will Levis. And because they have a better offensive coordinator this year.
UConn, 96% chance of winning. Tracy Morgan, what does that say about the Huskies?
You suck.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't that the guy? Wait, Tracy Morgan didn't say that.
No, that was Happy Gilmore.
No, yeah. By the way, greatest.
Yeah, jackass.
Shooter McGavin is the greatest movie choke job of all time in sports. Blew a 4-stroke lead on the final 6 holes when Happy Gilmore had a broken shoulder.
That's true. That's true. He really dropped the ball, and most people would withdraw, but his grandmother's house was on the line, so he had to keep playing. It's funny. Back in the day, Randy Edsel used to listen to my show on Facebook when we would broadcast on a local radio station and Facebook. I don't know if he's listening or not. Is he the head coach of UConn once again?
No, Jim Mora Jr. is already kind of doing a good job rebuilding them. They were 6-6 last year.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're not going to beat Tennessee.
No.
Missouri 63% chance that Tennessee beats the Tigers. Now, this is going to be a revenge game for the Tigers. They're fired up, and they got embarrassed last year. Maybe the score run up, but I'll tell you, Caleb, I just don't. It's a match of two guys who do similar things in terms of being offensive coaches, and I think one's a lot better at it. And I think Josh Heupel will win this and win it easily. So I guess 66% chance is about right.
Tennessee has crossed the 60-point threshold 2 years in a row against Missouri. They did it in 2021, which to me was Josh Heupel's coming out party to reveal. That was the first game that kind of revealed Tennessee may have something special with Heupel when they beat Missouri 63-28. And then last year, 66-24. Missouri, I think, will be better this year. The game's at Missouri. And don't forget, they were in the game with Tennessee. It was 28-24 at one point last year before Tennessee went off. But I don't think that's happening again.
Georgia and Neyland, the Vols have a 25% chance of winning. I don't understand how you can have less of a chance to beat. I don't understand how Alabama can be 15%, 25%, but that's what the numbers say. Vanderbilt at home, an 88% chance of Tennessee winning. So you would think they would do that. They've got the final record at 9-3.